Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Together we are the Office Blokes, aren't we?
Yes.
Indeed.
It is true. Fresh out of YouTube jail.
Just out of prison.
Yeah. So we're going to react to top 10 highest security prisons in the world.
Ooh.
I'd say having 3 strikes on your YouTube channel at any one time is pretty much up there with anything these guys are going through.
Proper gangster, aren't we?
Proper high security prison, that isn't it?
Yeah. We've got really hairy there.
Did you get any tattoos when you? Did you get any tattoos, Mike? When you?
Yeah, I did my whole back. Yeah.
Looks like a decorator's radio, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Plasterers.
Plastering radio. Fuck. Bastard.
It's all in the delivery day.
It was almost good. It was almost good. The top 10 highest security prisons in the world. Should we go for it?
Yeah.
Go for it. Let's do it.
Criminals vary greatly in their level of danger and severity of their crimes, but regardless of the intensity, all deserve to face legal consequences. However, those deemed highly dangerous, including serial killers, terrorists, and cartel bosses, require placement in prisons with the highest level of security due to their high-risk profiles. It's worth noting that not all regions have the capacity to run such high-security prison facilities. This often requires transferring these high-risk convicts to other jurisdictions, as we commonly see between Mexico and the United States. In the following video, we explore the top 10 most secure prisons around the globe, specifically designed to house such dangerous individuals.
Wow.
Number 10. Federal Penitentiary of Caranduvas, Brazil. In Brazil's southwestern wilderness, the Caranduvas Federal Prison looms ominously, a dread-inducing fortress of supreme security, a final destination for the nation's vilest criminals. Within its chilling confines, limited to 208, it imprisons not mere thieves, but ruthless drug lords, remorseless murderers, and notorious gang leaders, such as Fernandinho Behamar of Red Command, and Marcula, alleged mastermind of the 1st Capital Command, PCC. More than its infamous inmates, it is Caranduvas' extraordinary security that sets it apart. Reflecting the impenetrability of American supermax facilities, it melds advanced technology and architectural strategies for maximum control. Staffed by an elite squad of riot control specialists, the prison operates under relentless discipline. Inmates subjected to near-total solitude are allowed scarce and heavily supervised human contact. Number 9. Regional Reception.
Looks a bit mental, that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've never seen those handcuff things low down on the door before, where you've got to kneel down.
I've seen. I'm not sure about kneel down. I've seen them where you've got to be handcuffed before you come out.
I've seen the high up ones,
Yeah.
but kneel down and go like that, and
And put some on his head, didn't he? I don't know if
Yeah.
he was
Weren't taking any chances there, were they?
no.
Wow.
But you look at some of the South American and Central American penitentiaries and prisons and whatever the lockups, whatever you want to call them. Some of them are mental, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're whenever you see them on the TV, it's always that area in it that's sort of like the bad ones.
I wonder if as like a ruthless drug lord, you'd rather be in that prison than in the other ones where it's like 50 people to a cell, with no facilities and stuff. Like if it's safer and maybe they get.
The crazier you are, the better it's going to be in it to be sort of like locked up on your own.
I think you can have more solitude, but it's probably safer.
Yeah.
Isn't it? You're not going to get shanked in the shower.
Especially with drugs barons, you can imagine it
Not
being,
like a good shanking in the shower.
I mean, they're going to have a lot of opposition, aren't they, and people from rival gangs and stuff, so you have to be pretty careful about it, I would guess.
Fuck that.
Grim.
Reception Center, SHU, Canada. Emerging from Quebec's tranquil landscape, the Special Handling Unit, SHU, of the Regional Reception Center stands aloof on a solitary hill, a sentinel of Canadian Correctional Administration. Its residents aren't typical inmates, they're the nation's most sinister predators. The SHU, a fortress of stern authority, houses only 90 inmates, reflecting the intense scrutiny and control within its impregnable walls. It's a realm reserved for those steeped in the darkest depths of crime. In its chilling confines.
Is he British then?
He actually looked like the actor out of Harry Potter.
It's unlikely.
You just had
I
that
know
look.
what you mean.
Do you know who I mean?
Yeah.
And scrutiny and control within its impregnable walls. It's a realm reserved for those steeped in the darkest depths of crime. In its chilling confines resided Paul Bernardo, the notorious serial killer whose reign of terror scarred the Niagara region in the early 90s. His gruesome deeds forever imprinted a legacy of fear, earning him a berth within the SHU's fortified walls. Equally infamous was Michael Wayne McGray, known as Canada's worst serial killer. Life in the SHU is stark and regimented, with inmates confined to cells for 23 hours daily. Freedom is fleeting, every moment scrutinized and movement strictly escorted, mitigating the risk of violent encounters. Number 8. Goulburn Correctional Centre, Australia. Beyond Australia's sun-dappled beaches, vibrant fauna, and the iconic Sydney Opera House, a harsh contrast emerges in the form of the Goulburn Correctional Centre. Nestled in New South Wales, this high-security fortress, home to 740 inmates, underscores the darker shades of the outback's sunlit freedom. Within Goulburn's grim perimeters once lurked Ivan Milat, the backpacker murderer, his 7 horrifying murders in the late 80s and early 90s etching his name in infamy. The very walls that contained him echo the magnitude of his crimes. Similarly, Carl Williams, a drug trafficker and convicted murderer entangled in the Melbourne gangland killings, inhabited Goulburn's austere supermax section, his reign of chaos culminating within its confines. Goulburn's distinctiveness emanates from its formidable security measures. An advanced surveillance network of ceaseless CCTV eyes scrutinizes every corner. Visitors face stringent screenings, multiple checkpoints, exhaustive body searches, and personal identification inspections, reflecting Goulburn's relentless pursuit of control and security. Number 7. Fleury-Mérogis, France. An hour's drive south of the picturesque streets of Paris lies an imposing structure that houses a world far removed from the charming allure of the French capital. Welcome to Fleury-Mérogis, the largest and most secure prison in France. Stretching over an expansive 180 hectares, Fleury-Mérogis stands as a chilling symbol of restraint.
Massive prison, that, isn't it?
Huge.
France has got like a load of issues, obviously, with the colonies that used to sort of having the migrants that come in, sort of thing. But I don't know, could you do time in prison?
Could I do time? I mean, you'd have to if you're in that situation.
Yeah.
Nah, you don't. You can finish yourself.
Depends. I mean, if it's like 20, 30, 40 years or no chance of getting out, it must be pretty grim, mustn't it? Yeah. Especially some of these that are locked up for 23 hours a day. Could you imagine that for the rest of your life?
Probably be finishing yourself about 6 times a day, wouldn't you? If
Probably what?
Be finishing yourself 6 times a day then.
Just not no point, is there?
No.
If you're life and you're never going to get out, I can't see much point in cracking on. If it's like anything up to 20, maybe even 30 years at my age, you'd kind of be like, there is hope of life outside. You just never know, do you? Like, what are you there for and how long are you there? If it's 5 years, you just get your head down and do it, don't you? Realistically.
Depends what it's for. 5 years and what prison you go in, I guess.
Yeah.
If you go in one of these super fucking max high security crazy prisons, if you got the discipline, so if something happened tomorrow, just by accident you went off your nut and fucking punched someone, killed them, straight to jail.
Yeah.
Right? And you ended up in somewhere like Wakefield or Belmarsh.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't, you'd be like, nah, fuck it.
It'd be pretty grim, wouldn't it? The
I just wouldn't want to be around all them fucking deadbeats.
Some of these high security ones as well, the surveillance is such that they probably struggle doing anything to themselves. Yeah. Especially where they're locked up all the time because they've not got cameras in the cells and all sorts.
It depends if you've ever owned a private jet and had loads of influential people on it, doesn't it? Because then the cameras get switched off. Yeah. It massively depends where you are, how long you're there for, and also what you've done to get yourself in that position.
Yeah.
If you've like reckless driving and you've got 5 years or something, or I don't even know what, like you said, a night out and it's the one punch kill or something, you get in a fight and accidentally kill someone and you're doing 8 years, you just got to get your head down and do it. Like you've got the rest of your life ahead of you. 8 years in the grand scheme of things isn't that long compared to how long you could potentially live. But if you're going to do 40, 50, 60,
It's not worth it, is it?
No.
Not in Belmarsh or HMP bloody Wakefield or some of these crazy places.
Yeah.
Not anywhere though. Even if you're in a nice place for 40 years, you'd be like,
case going that, the nutty hotels.
I don't know.
With all the barn pots.
Wouldn't you rather be with normal people that are just...
No one in prison is normal.
I think there's probably a lot of people who've just done something stupid, that they're just normal guys you chat to at the pub, but they just fucked up and did one thing.
Yeah.
And
then,
you'd rather be with them than like lunatics who genuinely think that the government are tapping their brain and,
Yeah.
Think of the comedy, though, with that.
Yeah, but then
You'd probably start believing it yourself, wouldn't you?
You would, yeah.
Boasting Europe's highest inmate population of over 4,000. However, its confines imprison more than mere lawbreakers. They harbor France's most infamous criminals. The notorious Carlos the Jackal, a Venezuelan terrorist known for a string of bombings, assassinations, and hostage situations in the 70s and 80s, on behalf of the Palestinian cause, was one such inmate. Fleury Meroji's somber history reverberates with the name of Salah Abdeslam, the sole surviving executor of the harrowing 2015 Paris attacks. What elevates Fleury Meroji's distinction is its extraordinary security measures. Its labyrinthine fortress-like structure, adorned with walls, fences, coils of barbed wire, is ceaselessly guarded by armed sentinels. Every entrance is a maze of ironclad gates and checkpoints under relentless surveillance. Number 6. JVA Stuttgart-Stammheim, Germany. Amongst the bustling industrial city of Stuttgart, there's a stark structure that presents a stark contrast to the surrounding vibrancy. The Justiz Vollzugsanstalt Stuttgart, Stammheim, or JVA Stuttgart-Stammheim. Regarded as the highest security prison in Germany, this facility provides an impenetrable stronghold for the country's most dangerous criminals. Built to house approximately 800 inmates, the JVA Stuttgart-Stammheim is no ordinary correctional institution. Its occupants are men and women who have committed acts of such grave nature that they warrant the highest levels of containment and surveillance. Among its most infamous inmates were members of the Red Army faction, a notorious far-left militant group. Notorious figures like Andreas Bader, Gudrun Ensslin, and Jean-Karl Raspe, known for their involvement in a series of bombings, assassinations, and robberies during the German autumn, found their freedom curtailed by Stuttgart-Stammheim's unyielding walls. The security measures at JV Stuttgart-Stammheim set it apart from other correctional facilities. But it's not just the surveillance systems that make this facility unique. Stuttgart-Stammheim was built with specialized architectural features designed to prevent escape attempts, including windowless walls facing the outside and inward angled walls, reducing the risk of successful escapes to near zero. Number 5.
You don't hear of people escaping from prison very often, do you?
Someone did it not long ago in the van, remember? Underneath the van. It was only a couple of months ago.
Really?
He strapped himself to the underside of the van.
Wow.
And the prison man left, and then he got out, and then the police seen him get from under the van and then lost him.
Yeah.
He was on the run. It wasn't long. He got caught within like 2 or 3 days, wasn't it?
Yeah, I do remember that. It's pretty rare, I think, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
he said they're near zero.
Yeah. Near zero.
You've got nothing better to do than sit there and just ponder, how am I going to get out?
I'll try and escape every day.
Yeah.
There'll be plenty of them in there, won't there, thinking about that.
Everyone will be doing it every day, I'm sure.
You'd have your watch time to exactly when the guards cross over, and like it in a weird way, it'd probably be a fun game, where that's all you obsess over.
Something to do, isn't it?
Finding cracks in the system.
It'd send you mad, mate.
Yeah.
Hey, Belmarsh here.
Is Belmarsh the one with the
it's got everyone in it.
not a normal courtyard?
It's got everyone in it. It's got people in it like Millie Dowler's killer, Levi Belfield, people like that. He's got all the
bad people there.
All the nutters are in Belmarsh, and then Wakefield's another one. Wakefield's the overspill, I think. I think Belmarsh is the worst.
Yeah, it's great.
I remember listening to some like UK gangsters or ex-gangsters talking. And is Is Belmarsh the one though where it is all like child offence, like
it's everybody? I think
chomos.
I think it's proper all the high end.
Just the worst of the worst, isn't
worst
it?
of the worst.
Yeah.
And if you don't survive in Belmarsh, if you get like what's it? I think they move you to Wakefield, and that's just as bad. But I think Belmarsh probably a little bit worse.
Yeah.
Because I think one of them said he thought it was an easy out to go to the one with like the mental health treatment and all that sort of stuff. But he said you've got to sit in a circle with predators and people who've done things that
circle jerk, as they call it. Yeah.
Well, he said if you don't do the group therapy with these people and treat them like humans, then you can't get out, or you're not allowed to have the, like, I think the therapy can reduce sentences and all this sort of stuff. But if you don't sit and humanize everyone, and he was like, that was the worst bit because I was sat next to some people who it should be like, they should be dead for what they've
got
done.
like Ian Huntley's in here as well, and I think he's unless he's been moved to Wakefield, but I think you've got people like that, Ian Huntley, Levi Belfield, all the proper like you say, not some of them a lot of not normal courtyard exercise.
Yeah,
I think it's all the high profile and been in the news, and
I think Peter Sutcliffe was there.
Yeah,
although he went up to
I think he did go to Wakefield as well, didn't he?
He was from Wakefield, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was from that area, but he went up to the nutty. What's the nutty prison called? The main.
I was trying to think of that.
I think that's what I'm thinking of. I don't think it's Belmarsh. I'm thinking.
No, it's I can't remember the name of it. It just escapes me.
I know,
but that's where
I was thinking about it a few minutes ago. So
I can picture I can picture the whole entrance of it and everything. You know, it's.
Just to remember getting searched when you went in there. The rubber gloves.
The 4 weeks, I just went proper crazy.
5. HMP Belmarsh, UK. Nestled in London's southeastern fringes stands a formidable structure, a stark antithesis to Britain's revered heritage.
Broadmoor.
Yeah,
that's the one I'm thinking of.
That's like a hospital,
Broadmoor's the hospital. That's where Peter Sutcliffe ended up. That's where he died.
Yeah. And that's where that gangster was saying, if you go there and you think it's going to reduce your sentence and stuff, he said it's the worst place, full of the worst people.
Oh, Broadmoor's Broadmoor's bad.
Yeah, but you can't do anything. You can't do usual prison rules for these people.
No.
You've got to treat them with love and respect.
Yeah.
And it's like, he said that was the hardest bit.
Broadmoor's high end.
Yeah.
That's serial killers. That's like proper like predators. That's the top one. I'm talking about your regular sort of like nut house.
Yeah.
Her Majesty's Prison, Belmarsh. More than a penitentiary, it's a high-security citadel imprisoning the United Kingdom's most menacing denizens. Belmarsh, with its capacity to confine over 900 inmates, is an outpost devoid of liberty's light, reserved for those whose deeds have distanced them from British society's freedoms. Belmarsh Gallery of infamous inmates includes the radical cleric Abu Hamza, known for his fiery speeches inciting racial...
Didn't we piss him off to the USA?
I think he was extradited, wasn't he?
I think he may have been. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he got extradited, and then he sort of like complained about the USA. Didn't the USA sentence him something like 900 years? Which is about right.
That's a bit of a stretch, isn't it?
It is a stretch.
Wow.
Hatred, and Stephen Port, the grisly grinder killer.
Proper see round corners him, can't he?
Speeches inciting racial hatred, and Stephen Port.
Wow.
Can't he?
I think I remember hearing about him. Was he killing, like, was it young Asian men that he was meeting on Grindr?
I can't remember now.
I feel like there was a guy who survived and that's how he got caught. Like, a guy managed to get free and tell the police, and it turned out this guy had been like luring people to his flat and killed loads.
How did he not see the police coming though?
He didn't
know, all angles covered.
Proper villain he does, doesn't he know?
He didn't know which ones were real and which ones were doubles, that's why.
The grisly grinder killer, whose harrowing crimes of drugging, raping, and murdering 4 young men resonated with nationwide terror. What accentuates Belmarsh is its unique high-security unit, a prison within a prison, constructed to contain those who pose threats even within the main establishment. This specialized unit, with its heightened security protocols, ensures the relentless monitoring of the highest risk prisoners. Number 4, Fuchu Prison, Japan. Amidst Japan's tranquil landscapes and vibrant culture, an austere fortress paints a contrasting image. Tucked within Tokyo's western suburbs, Fuchu Prison, the nation's maximum security stronghold, stands stark. With the capacity to incarcerate over 2,000 inmates, Fuchu Prison is not an ordinary detention center. It's a formidable repository of Japan's most dangerous deviants, those veering drastically from societal norms. Fuchu Prison's somber annals echo with infamous names. Tsutomu Miyazaki, the heinous serial killer whose gruesome crimes sent shockwaves through the nation in the late 80s, is one. Another infamous inmate, Kiyoshi Okubo, a serial killer who preyed on women, was held at Fuchu Prison before his execution. Also, many high-ranking Yakuza members are present in this prison. Distinguished by its extraordinary security mechanisms, Fuchu Prison is encapsulated by towering walls topped with razor wire, an intimidating bulwark against the outside world. It stands as Japan's unwavering sentinel against severe criminality. Number 3. Black Dolphin Prison, Russia. Nestled within Russia's vast expanses near the Kazakhstan border, stands an austere sentinel contradicting the surrounding wilderness. The Black Dolphin Prison, Russia's highest security stronghold, housing a...
When you see prisons from around the world and you look at like the ones in the UK and the ones in Australia and the one in France and all that, so like, you know, they look kind of like modern type buildings.
Yeah,
like this looks like a disused fucking rail yard or something. They just like put a fence around, doesn't it?
Like proper weather there as well. Gee, there's no central heating there or anything, you know.
It just looks shit, doesn't it? It looks something that you just sort of like thrown together, like put them over there, and fence it off.
Yeah, that'll do. Stick a big fence.
Yeah, we've got an unused shipyard on the fucking Caspian. Use that. Right, and that's what it looks like, doesn't it?
It did, didn't it?
Have we still got any of them? Like, because Strange Ways was kind of, it's been there for a long time.
Been there a long time.
Modern, mate. Have you been past it lately? It's not called Strange Ways anymore. It's called HMP Manchester now, I think.
I used to live right near it. Well, sort of.
It's all modern building now, mate. It looks brand new when you go past it, apart from the tower thing that stands in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It's quite iconic, that, isn't it?
Yeah, but it looks brand new now when you go past.
Wow. Okay.
Approximately 700 inmates, Black Dolphin is no mere detention center. It's a fortress reserved for transgressors whose heinous acts have shocked the national conscience. Its chilling roster includes Alexander Pichushkin, the chessboard killer, convicted of 48 murders, though he claimed 60, intending to fill a chessboard. Sergei Sapok, leading the terror-inducing Sapok gang, also found his freedom curtailed within these walls. Inmates endure relentless surveillance under the watchful eyes of 24/7 duty officers. Guards employ a unique escort technique, forcing inmates into a doubled-over stance, limiting vision and movement, adding to Black Dolphin's formidable reputation. Number 2, Guantanamo Bay Detention Camp, Cuba.
Don't fuck about it.
Didn't Obama say he was going to close it and then never did? I'm sure I heard someone say, didn't he run on the fact that he was going to close Guantanamo?
I think he was trying to. I think he started clearing it, didn't he? I think he started getting a lot of people out there.
Clear some room for some new people. That's probably what was really.
There's a few you don't want to go to, and that one in Russia just. You know what I mean? That's the end of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like, it's like dog kennels, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure I saw something about a young British lad that was in Guantanamo, and he was on the terror watch list or suspected terrorism, but not convicted of anything. And it was like straight off to Guantanamo, and then there was like a human rights thing about he's not been convicted of anything. I'm sure I saw something about that years ago. I bet it's
fucking blew up someplace.
Maybe. I'm not saying he wasn't a naughty boy.
Amidst the Caribbean's azure waves, on Cuba's southeastern fringe, lies an institution strikingly detached from the surrounding paradise, the infamous Guantanamo Bay Detention Camp. Administered by the United States, but geographically ensconced in Cuban territory, it stands as a globally contentious, highly fortified bastion. Guantanamo, designed to hold around 800 detainees, serves as more than a mere prison. It's a crucible for those deemed severe threats to global security. Among the camp's infamous inmates was Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, mastermind of the 9/11 attacks. His confinement within Guantanamo's daunting walls underscores the magnitude of his atrocities. The complex, surrounded by towering fences topped with coiled barbed wire and overseen by watchtowers manned by vigilant guards, is virtually impregnable. Its geographic isolation, nestled within a naval base, waterbound on 3 sides and shielded by heavily mined fields and a checkpoint, fortifies its security. Visitors, usually lawyers and Red Cross representatives, undergo meticulous screenings, including comprehensive body searches and rigorous identity checks. Their interactions with detainees closely monitored, underscoring the facility's uncompromising security. Number 1. ADX Florence Supermax Prison, USA. In the rugged terrains of Colorado, a structure stands as the ultimate testament to America's battle against severe crime. The administrative maximum facility, known as ADX Florence Supermax Prison, reigns supreme as the highest security prison in the United States. This bastion of law enforcement holds the capacity to incarcerate approximately 490 inmates. However, ADX Florence is not just another high-capacity prison. It's the seemingly inescapable fortress for some of the country's most dangerous and notorious criminals. Among the names etched into the annals of ADX Florence notorious inmates is Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Renowned for his criminal acumen and infamous escapes from high-security Mexican prisons, El Chapo found his freedom irrevocably curtailed upon his arrival at ADX Florence. His incarceration here marks the end of his audacious escapes and emphasizes the inescapability of this facility. Inmates spend 23 hours a day in solitary confinement within specially designed cells, eliminating opportunities for collaborative escape plots. These cells even come equipped with showers and televisions, reducing the need for inmates to leave their cells and further ensuring their containment. In essence, ADX Florence Supermax Prison stands as a potent symbol of the inescapability of justice. Its presence serves as a constant reminder of the dire consequences that await those who dare defy the rule of law. In a world where order contends with chaos, these prisons stand as unwavering sentinels of justice. From Brazil to the United States, they embody each nation's relentless pursuit of law and order, underscoring the severe consequences that await those who defy societal norms.
I bet they see some shit, don't they, as well, that goes on in prisons, these prison guards.
They do, yeah.
I'd say they're having a massive push over here for prison staff.
I've seen
It's advertised everywhere.
Yeah, I've seen a few adverts.
The same.
Enjoy an exciting new career, like an exciting, dynamic new career as a prison guard. Sure.
No, I'm not fancy that.
But imagine what you see.
Yeah, mixing with people like that all the time.
I knew a prison guard, but he's in Australia. I don't think I know any over here. I only know one in Australia. We met on holiday once.
Yeah. Yeah, what a job that'd be, eh?
Yeah, it's like, I'm sure your hands are tied by so many regulations and
I don't think they're
rules
allowed to
as
sign
well.
prison guards up.
No. Dreadful. But what I mean is, like, it's tough enough being a teacher in this country because of how, you know, the kids rule the roost. But imagine being in a prison. I'm sure there's rules and regulations that you can say this, you can't say that. Like, you can't. If people are attacking, you know, what are you allowed to do?
I imagine you can fucking beat the fuck out of him in prison.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you.
I imagine like someone's out of order, you can give them a good shoeing.
Yeah, because you get people like that are pretty violent in prison, and you know they get a few officers together, don't they?
I don't think it's like being a police officer now, where you've got to wear the body cam and they come back for the footage and all that kind of bollocks.
No, it's not that going on, is there? I don't think.
It's all private.
I hope not. I hope not. Anyway, I hope it's proper. Like I'm not eating that. Oh yes, you are. Oosh, ooh. Smashing his head into the train and bashing. You know,
I'm just hungry.
sticking the hot potatoes in his face. You will eat it.
Don't apply. That's all I'm saying.
He won't get the job.
I'll be proper corrupt, mate. Sneaking phones in for money.
It's all private, though, isn't it, in this country? I don't think there are.
G4S.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I think a lot of it is, whether it all is these days, I'm not sure.
I think pretty much all is.
I was driving out of Birmingham, was it early on this week or last week, and on the M6 going down, in the distance, I'm constantly watching my mirrors when I'm going down that road. And I tell you what, it's surprised how many cameras there are on the M6, man. Every 20 yards.
Yeah.
Loads of them.
Yeah,
the days of fun driving are very much coming to an end in this country.
In the distance, I can see flashing lights, but a lot of them, and I'm thinking, you know, obviously an accident or something further ahead. So I think, so I pull over and like move over. Anyway, about 4 police cars come past with one of them Geo armoured vehicles. Obviously,
Yeah.
a prison,
Right.
high security prisoner being transferred or something.
Oh, right,
But
so-
during the day, which I found quite weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably safer to do it in the
yeah,
day.
yeah.
You know, people everywhere rather than
Yeah.
at night.
Yeah, probably.
Cover of darkness and all that.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it come towing it down the motorway with that sort of like surrounded by police
Yeah.
cars, all
That
with the
must have
flashing
been
lights
a
and
serious prisoner, that wasn't
yeah.
it? Must have been.
There was about 4 police cars
Was
with
it?
it. Mm.
Wow.
But then there was a couple of like black BMWs, sort of like knocking
Yeah,
around, and I thought, I wonder
yeah.
if they're like
They'd be armed.
they're spotters or whatever. Yeah.
Probably, probably the gun unit, I would guess.
That means they had to do 70 mile an hour all the way to Birmingham.
You can get on the toll road, though, can't you?
Well, it don't go the right way. That goes
does
the
it
opposite
not?
way to where I go M5. That goes the other way.
Right, okay.
They've got cameras now that they don't need the markings on the road
Yeah.
to tell how fast you go in and convict you for
Yeah.
it
I think they can spot further away as well, can't
further
they?
away, and they go both ways. So like that one on Dunham Road, that's the 50 mile an hour one.
That both
They've,
ways now,
they've
is it?
installed one of those cameras that looks both ways.
I thought you said AMPR. I don't think they can get you from the front.
There's no lines on the other side.
I've
but
gone through that 60 odd. It doesn't work, mate.
It is one of those cameras though, so it's whether or not they've put it in and it's yet to be switched on and upgraded
Yeah.
to that.
'Cause my car beeps when it tells you when the camera's on. It tells you going the way they point
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
but coming the other way doesn't say. I think that's an AMPR camera or
Right.
a seatbelt or using your mobile phone.
Yeah. I've seen low down, like guys just rock cameras recently as well.
Really?
A few pictures of
Yeah.
them. They're getting naughty with it.
Just drive on a ban now anyway.
They've just built
Everyone
a,
else does.
It's true, you can get those license plates that have got the stuff on that, the reflective stuff, so they don't, when they flash you, they don't get anything.
I've got a guy who I give my parking for City. I give it. He's a taxi driver, and sometimes he takes me home like an Uber driver. But he works security at City, and security have to park in a miles away car park. So I give him mine right next to the stand. And I said, it's AMPR. I said, so I've given him your license number. So when you come in, it just picks up and your barrier goes up. Anyway, it won't pick his reg up because he's got that fucking thing on it. Yeah.
Wow.
There's
So
a
every
load
time
of
he
things.
has to stop and he has to do it manually.
There's magnetic leaves that you can get, electromagnets that cover up a couple of the letters on
Oh,
your number
really?
plate, and if you can have it to the fob of your key. So
It just drops it.
Yeah, if the cops are following you and you're not doing anything wrong, you can double tap it and it'll drop off. And then it's like, no, there's nothing. It's just a leaf. I don't know what you're talking about. Same with
seen that.
motorbikes. Have got the magnetic
Flip up.
Well,
Yeah,
they flip
seen
up
them.
and stick, and then you've just got to try and get it back out.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, there's lots of little tricks, isn't there?
Yeah.
Allegedly,
You all go to prison, you lot. There's me abiding by the law,
I used to know.
and I'll be serving you.
I used to know someone that was quite a high-level music producer years ago when I was growing up, and he used to have the whole parcel shelf of his car covered in CDs facing up, and he swore by that.
Like the
Because
flash
he
is
said the flash, it'd just flash back, and there'd just be white around his car.
Can you imagine driving down the road though with all the CDs on the back? That'd do my nutting.
Hey.
I'd rather have a fine.
Sliding about everywhere.
It'd do me head in.
So it's the same guy. I was in the car years ago, and he's just driving around with a can of lager in his hand, and it's like a big old Merc, and it's like no one's going to pull him. It never did.
Yeah.
There was never any come up. So
Why?
I think it's a troubled music producer.
I won't even
So
have
what's
someone.
that?
If someone has a drink in my car, which I really frown upon, but they leave the can in the cup holder, I'm like, as soon as I stop, I'm like, get rid of that.
Yeah.
Can't have anything like that.
Yeah.
It just drives me insane. So having something just sat around in your car would do my nut right.
He'd drive with the can in his hand, though. Just drive around Alty and Hale and stuff
Yeah.
with a can of lager in his hand all the time.
Bit bizarre, right?
Strange.
Some
Good-
people-
Asking to get
good to
pulled
put,
over.
mate. I know, yeah.
Some people just live life their own way, don't they? And just don't give a shit.
Just a bit, yeah. Wow.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.